Commission Christian Radio presents Gideon, the Doubtful Hero, written by Noel Speers. Episode 6, Falling Away.
I, Purah, had always been faithful to my master Gideon. In the early days, he seemed a bit doubtful, very doubtful often, but he always clung to the word of God, and as a result, the people of Israel could look forward to a more peaceful life. The Midianites had been thoroughly defeated in the opening battle, but the fighting continued afterwards, and the result was that the tribes of the Israelites began to bicker. This annoyed Gideon, and he tried to soothe tempers, but sometimes lost his own. I was concerned about this. It began just as Gideon and his little army were chasing after the fleeing Midianites. Everyone was getting exhausted and hungry.
What is this place, Purah?
I've just been speaking to a couple who claim to come from there. It's called Succoth, and their chief man is Jarl.
Right, let's go there and see if we can get some food and rest. We can't keep up this pace and catch those 2 kings of Midian without having some food.
So we entered the town, and Gideon and I went to see the mayor of the city at his residence in the town square.
Shalom, Mayor Jarl. May the Lord shine upon you and your family.
I thank you, Gideon. We are honoured to see you. What brings you to Succoth? Are there no Midianites left in Israel?
This was not the sort of reception we'd expected, and I could see Gideon beginning to bristle. This rather plump man with a pompous attitude did not sit well with the proclaimed leader of the Lord's army.
The Midianites are fleeing from us, as well you know, Mayor Jarl, and we soon expect there to be more that we capture.
No doubt, fine plan. But I repeat, what brings you to Succoth?
We're in hot pursuit of 2 kings of Midian. They're named Zebah and Zalmunna, and we will catch up with them soon. But just now, my men and I are tired, thirsty, and hungry. May we request some food and a place for rest?
Ha, so that's what it's about. You want us to share our meagre supplies of corn and wine for 300 of you? Why should we do that?
I see. So that's your attitude. Well, let me tell you that when I finish with these kings, and finish we will, and then I'll come back, I won't forget your meanness and your taunts. I'll personally take a whip of thorns, and believe me, I'll use it on you. You'll regret this. Come, Purah, we'll find food somewhere else.
Get those men out of here, Gideon. Maybe the Midianite kings will cool your anger.
No, they won't, Gerald, Mayor of Succoth. Come, Purah, let's leave these people for now.
Tired, weary and hungry, the army marched on, and as dawn broke we came to another town, Penuel. This time Gideon sent me to ask for the food we needed so badly. Things didn't go well at this city either. So that's the situation, sir, and we'd be grateful if you could help.
Help? Exactly what do you mean by help?
Our men have been following the Midianites and making them flee from Israel's territory for good. We're tired and we need food. There were men stumbling and even fainting.
Oh dear, that's too bad. But why doesn't the self-proclaimed Lord's anointed simply ask the Lord for food, like your ancestors did in the desert?
It's not like that.
No, it's not. You'll get nothing here, servant of Gideon. Go back and tell your leader and stay away.
Very well. But my master has said, if the leaders of Penuel say the same as those in Succoth, tell them that when I return victorious, I will remember them, and I will tear down their walls and their 2 towers and leave them in rubble.
Oh, I'm not scared by these threats. Now go away and don't come here again.
So we left Penuel, and somehow we found food, bought from travelling merchants, even stolen from farms. And then we caught up with the Midianites at a place called Nomad Road. The Midianites were taken by surprise. There was a hard battle. The Midianite army had been decimated, and they'd been running hard to escape Gideon's pursuit. But they were forced to make a stand, and the battle raged. At the height of the battle, the two kings tried to escape, but Gideon and his men followed them and captured them. Then, as we made our weary way home, we met a young man.
So, Amram from Succoth, what is your wish?
Sir, I would like to join your army.
How can I know I can trust you? Your people mocked me as I left the city.
This is a document from the town records. It has 77 names on it. This is the entire ruler group of Succoth, including Jarl, our leader. You're welcome to use it in your next visit to my hometown.
I see. That sounds like a reasonable deal. Welcome to my army, Amram. Good morning, Mayor Jarl. I am pleased to see you. As you can hear, some of your colleagues are not enjoying our return to your city. I warned you.
But it was a mistake.
Indeed it was. I've brought the Midianite kings, Zebah and Zalmunna, back. Remember how you made fun of me? You said, we don't know if you really will defeat those two kings, so why should we feed your worn-out rabble of an army? Eh? Well, I warned you.
Oh, no, please. Get it. Don't do this. Don't do this.
With Succoth dealt with, Gideon turned his attentions to the towers and wall of Penuel. Gideon would not enter the town, but summoned the officials to meet him on a small hill overlooking the town.
Now, job to join me. I'm just looking at your city walls. We're not too far away, so you will have a good view of what goes on in your city. And those towers, you're so proud of them. Everything is in place.
In place, General Gideon?
My men are ready to show you something. Begin!
For a moment, nothing happened. Then,
That will teach you not to send me and my army away as you did.
Oh, please, General, have mercy. It was all a mistake.
It certainly was, Jobta. It certainly was.
soon after this, Gideon entered the town and summoned the two Midianite kings, Zebah and Zalmunna, to stand before him in what had been the city council's hall.
So, gentlemen, what should I do with you? I have given the matter much thought.
We throw ourselves at your feet in surrender, noble Gideon.
As well you might. Tell me, Zebah and Zalmunna, you were both at Tabor during the war, were you not?
Yes, Your Excellency, General Gideon.
And those you fought and killed. Tell me about them. What did they look like?
They were a lot like you. Two in particular. They fought well, like you, Excellency.
Indeed, they were really dignified.
They looked like royalty to me.
Would it surprise you if they were indeed royalty?
No, Excellency, I...
That is because they were royalty. They were my very own brothers. And I swear by the living Lord that if you had let them live, I would let you live. But my oldest son is here. Kill them, Jether. Well, come on. Get at it, son.
I'm sorry, Father. I can't do it. I won't do it. I can't.
What's the matter, great General Gideon?
Better do it yourself if you're not too much of a coward.
Ah! I am not a coward. Ah!
This was the first time I had seen such a sense of hatred shown by my master. I was deeply disturbed. I knew Gideon had not spoken with the Lord for some time, but I said nothing to him then. He commanded the others present that they should take all the gold ornaments worn by the Midianite kings, and also from the camels which had brought them there.
My lord, Gideon, we have a request of you. I speak for all of us Israelites. You have rescued us from slavery and made us free.
What was I hearing? Gideon said nothing. Surely he would reprimand the man for calling him Lord. But he did nothing, just smiled.
I appreciate what you say, Jacob. But I assume you did not come all this way just to tell me something I already know.
Yes, you are quite right indeed, sir. We, and I speak for all the people of Israel here, we would humbly ask your excellency to become our king and live for many years. And after you, your son, and then your grandson, shall rule over us and protect us like other people do.
I appreciate the thought, dear Jacob, but I must turn your offer down. I won't be your king, nor will my son, because, Jacob, there is only one Lord, the one true God of Israel. But I will ask you one thing. All the gold you have taken from the Midianites and the Ishmaelite soldiers, give it to me.
I was taken aback by this. What did he want with gold? Nevertheless, the spokesman and others agreed, and they soon had gathered a huge heap of golden earrings and such like. Gideon was also presented with expensive purple robes to give to his family, no doubt. We departed and went home.
I've decided what I'm going to do with this gold, Purah.
Yes, master?
I'm going to make a statue to commemorate our victory and put it on the hill behind the farm where this all started. Remember when we destroyed the altar to Baal and cut down the Asherah pole?
What will the statue look like?
Oh, I suppose... Well, probably a figure with a sword. That kind of thing.
I see. If you think that's the right thing.
Of course it's the right thing. I don't want people to forget what we did. All in the name of the Lord.
At the time, I was relieved to hear Gideon still speak of the Lord, almost humbly, it seemed to me. But it didn't last. Many people came to see the statue, and despite what Gideon had said, they forgot about the true God and began to worship the statue itself as if it were a god. And Gideon didn't stop them. In fact, he began to do the same thing. I was horrified, and when my time was come, I left Gideon's farm. The old farmhouse had been torn down and replaced by a large building fit for a king. Israel was doing what it always did, revert to unfaithfulness. Gideon lived to be an old man. He was buried in his hometown, Ophrah. And after his death, and even before it, the people gave up worshipping the true God who had rescued them from their enemies. Gideon's family disappeared into obscurity, and the people carried on with their worship of Baal as if he'd never been there. Darkness again descended on the land from what had seemed such a bright morning. I, Purah, predict that they will regret this falling away, and I pray I will be gone before the storm breaks once more. Farewell, in the name of the one true God.
In Gideon the Doubtful Hero, Gideon was played by Luke Sherwin and Purah by Mark Clanny. Other parts were played by members of the Commission Radio Drama team. The play was produced at Commission Studios in Belfast, Northern Ireland.